比较喜欢像骑马呀这些运动。
5，
自己也是养了好几匹这个骏马。
6。
埃弗顿先下一城啊！我们也欢迎观众朋友在观看精彩的斯诺克比赛的同时呢，来参与我们的直播互动。全国的手机用户呢都可以编辑短信“斯诺克”发送到1066999908来支持您喜爱的选手。这场比赛呢 ，A 代表彼得埃弗顿 ，B 代表斯蒂芬里。每场比赛将会有5名幸运观众获得高级的斯诺克球杆以及1000元的。好，我们再回到比赛中，两个人在第一局大概都有着7、8次的失误啊。
The second frame, Peter Ebdon to break。
就算两个人在平常这个为了这个参加这超级联赛啊，会针对25秒的一个限时来去练一练。我想在真正到这个比赛当中，两个人毕竟是第一次登场来打，多少还是有一些不适应。好球。一个中高杆啊，蹬下来，我们看先是做到了红球堆下方有一颗红球，但是白球呢位置啊离边库比较近一点。因为这个黑球没有下啊，所以干脆李也是防守不去打了。因为刚才也如果打的话，只能选择推杆啊，推过来黑球没有下球。好球啊！其实对于25秒这个限时来讲，对于如果你防一杆很漂亮的这个打一杆很漂亮的防守之后，对手是没有什么太多时间去想，就是很难做到考虑的特别周全。有时候就会这个仓促出杆啊，会更容易出现这种失误。
黄球的下面去藏，
差一点点啊。有机会啊，咖啡球后面，差一点点。
力量大了一些。
好球。高杆，盘3库，哎呦，
打
信看看白球啊。
Peter Ebdon 1. One.
不过这局面也够头疼的。黑球即便打进的话，放回点位，不知道是什么状况。
对，也是刚好是在这个红球堆的包围当中啊。
篮球现在也不在。
看这个力量好像做到最下面这颗了吧？哎，黑球有没有挡到啊？好像黑球还是挡到了。
那中袋好像还有一颗。
太难了，太难打了。
Stephen Lee 4.
这杆埃弗顿比较麻烦啊。
手
架手架有点影响，好像还是准备去往下打。
这红球奔着袋口去了。
这个低杆啊，力量轻了。看看咖啡球的中袋。
李的发力是特别好。
这杆叫球叫的也是很到位啊。低杆来做粉球。这颗球我们来看一下啊，粉球因为不在点位啊，所以摆到黑球点。这样的话，斯蒂芬里这一杆好像并没有做到很舒服的红球啊。
就没有这个粉球还好，
就没这粉球是刚好这颗，所以斯蒂芬里这一杆在打的时候是不是没考虑到这个粉球摆到黑球点这个问题啊？
有可能啊，
是吧？因为他拉回来就是看是叫这颗嘛。
对，
这就是在25秒限时的压力下出现的错误，因为你没有太多时间让他把这个所有的都考虑的那么清楚。
对。
应该说没有25秒限时，我想斯蒂芬里不会出现刚才这种叫球，这种算是很低级失误了，没有算到说粉球这个不能摆回点位。
庞指导说过了啊，这是1年级新生。
Peter Ebdon 1.
好球，先蹭到了上方的红球了啊，先是蹭了一点。这就是在解球，尤其这种做的，如果是这个球做的很严实的话，那么解球也是个考验。哦，这个埃弗顿出杆碰球了啊，对，然后马上起身就和这个裁判讲，在出杆的时候碰到球了。来看一下啊，真是看不到感觉啊，这只有球员自己的感觉那红球都没有动啊。慢镜头我们刚刚都没有看出来。这就必须得是球员自身能够感觉到。
现在黑球放到粉球点后很空旷。
9。
黑球中带，利用低杆轻轻的一弹，来交到左边的红球。
16。
在这个05年改了25秒的出杆限时之后，还没有人打出过这个满分147分。那么超级联赛唯一出现过一次的满分杆，也是在1998年的亨德利对这个达克迪的半决赛当中，亨德利打出的。所以只有过一次满分杆的记录，而且是在没有出杆限时的情况下。所以这个出杆限时看来真的。到现在，像05年开始到现在已经是第8届了，到现在也没有人打出满分。那么这次同样也是设立了满分杆满分杆呢将有这个25000英镑的奖金。
32。
确实比较难，25秒这种出杆限时，因为要求你在这个考虑球的时候要非常快。而这个真要想打出满分可能有一些时候需要你这个思路可能需要你多想一想，我到底是哪儿是突破口，叫哪颗球。
Stephen Lee 32。
改成25秒出杆限时之后，奥沙利文是好球。
看看这杆分数还是够的
奥沙利文是8次进决赛7次拿冠军。这次丁俊晖是顶替了奥沙利文的名额来参赛。
8。
应该是希金斯是顶的奥沙利文。应该是希金斯，因为丁俊晖是他这次的参赛的资格是
丁俊晖是外卡。
丁俊晖因为他是去年拿到威尔士公开赛就上个赛季威尔士公开赛的冠军。这个回头咱们要去再查一下资料看一下。
好像威尔士是不在这个被邀请的范围之内。
因为我是在这个翻阅资料的时候看到的是这个说是希金斯，可能这个
对这个回头再查一下。
所以咱们再看看，对，因为希金斯在上个赛季是并没有这个拿到任何一站的冠军嘛。那么丁俊晖应该说在超级联赛的表现都是非常不错的。刚才咱们说到奥沙利文这个7个冠军上一届就是奥沙利文在决赛是赢的丁俊晖但奥沙利文这次呢是这个也是我们也知道拿到世锦赛冠军之后就已经说了要好好休个长假，所以这个超级联赛也是老早的就已经说了不打。但是我们现在也得到消息了，这个奥沙利文将会在 第一次在中国举办的国际锦标赛当中复出啊，就是这咱们说的重大的排名赛，
就是仅次于世锦赛和英锦赛平级的，斯诺克国际锦标赛。
我们看埃弗顿的这一杆，现在是落后了30分，但这杆要想打完啊，难度也挺大。篮球啊已经被打到了上方的库边。
9.
选择打粉球，好球。
50.
角度不错啊，刚好高杆来弹一库。哎呦，哎，运气还不错。
Peter Ebdon 15.
这杆球刚好是顶到了篮球啊，这样形成防守，还把篮球给解活了。
哎呦，这杆应该是想让它弹起来的啊。
对，实际上是想做防守的。这杆球怎么那么巧，刚好在这个中袋袋口晃一下，还停下留机会了。埃弗顿打进，看这杆 K 到，还算，斯里还算是运气还算不错啊。这杆只能说是斯蒂芬里的运气算好点了。这杆要是刚好再 K 一个半颗，有机会的话，那打完就很简单了。来看，做一杆，
厉害厉害，算的这么精确啊！他不怕绿球，
这球对这球实际上就是更多的是要把白球啊确定回到篮球后面挡住。漂亮，这杆解的够巧啊！斯蒂芬里就是想去解一个薄球。
刚刚有做啊！
来看这杆可能留机会吧，还好，
他用了一个扎杆。这一次好像露出来了。
看看李敢不敢打啊？这杆球难度还是很大，但李好像是准备往里打。厚了一点。你看这个李啊，这杆球在打的时候就想到了自己是打一颗，所以他有意识用高杆白球啊带着防守。
有希望，做住了。
好球，这杆解球还没有留机会。 好球。哦，差一点点啊。看埃弗顿这一杆会不会打？
哎呦，
哇，漂亮！
这杆好像还加着旋转。
对，这杆是带了左边的旋转打的。来看一下，应该是高杆。哎呦，
这杆怎么会？
哎，不对，这杆没有难度啊，就是高杆弹一库啊。
不过刚才这个埃弗顿打进绿球这一杆真是漂亮，他对自己的这个旋转加多加少特别有自信。
对，而且这杆他就是控制这个力量啊，去叫这个咖啡球。埃弗顿也是打了一杆难度非常大的绿球之后，失误了一个非常简单的咖啡球，是不是有下啊？哎，
好像
这个还是咬到了一点，还是选择了防守。哦，留下了一个长台。
哦，你的准度现在有问题，看来这个假期练球练的并不是很多。白球控的真好。
如果翻进的话
啊，
这位置做的是很非常舒服。哎呦，这一杆推的差的比较多啊。非常好的机会。哎，刚好还有一点角度。
留一个反转的球。这白球还是走的稍稍难受了一点。
对，再弹起来一点，重一点更好。看那力量
，9，
稍有一点轻。
哎呦，这个让比埃弗顿翻盘啊，斯蒂芬里心里一定非常不好受。比明领先。
So Stephen Lee beaten 5-1 by Judd Trump in Skegness in our first round of matches. Now needs to win the last 4 frames here to get 2 points. Highly unlikely the way things have gone.
And I'm not saying there wasn't enough commitment, I just thought there wasn't quite enough. As you say, it could be very substantial in the way this match unfolds.
Well, Stephen Lee recently returned from a family holiday in Spain.
But I think with the sudden in that second frame, he's giving things a bit of a lift here. He looks pretty focused.
On a table that is playing heavy, that was sweetly cued, wasn't it?
Yes, and then he just goes and does that actually. Well, now then, Stephen, what a chance this is. great red, poor yellow. That's poor as well. He's hit the wrong side of the red. He's out of position.
I think the cue ball is skidding more, isn't it, rather than biting, as you said.
Yellow ball.
Oh, he's nominated yellow, but I don't know what's he doing with this. Oh, good pot. He was trying to use the blue to hold the white in the middle of the table.
3.
Yeah, it's a Group B match, this one. But as we've said, this is Stephen's second match in this group. It's only Peter's first. And he's caught that a little bit on the thin side as well. It's coming back at the table.
Stephen Lee, 3.
Well, he's not happy, is he? Can Peter pop this in and get onto the black? He can. It's not bad. Just one good pot here and a good cannon. He could be away. Can't miss those though.
Peter Ebdon, 1.
We're the best players in the world sat here, Phil, aren't we?
1.
Not easy for the lads out there, but you know, again at this level, Peter would have expected to get that.
Well, the point is, when people play well, we say fantastic, tremendous, all of these superlatives. So when they play badly, you have to say as it is, because otherwise, you know.
We do expect so much of them, though, because the standard is so good today. Meanwhile, Stephen's got a good chance here to put his frame score on the board anyway.
8.
Obviously Lee is desperate to win this frame, but if he could win it with a sizable break, I think that would do him the power of good.
Well, he's on the red near the black spot, but he's going to be cannoning into the black here, and it could finish anywhere.
16.
Let's just have a look at this one on the right hand side to chip it in. Yes, I think he can miss everything, go down for one of the baulk killers or the blue. Well, he just caught the red on the way through. That's okay. Well, he can get the blue back onto his own spot, that would help. But again, it's not straightforward for the next red. From that angle, it'd probably be after the one near the black. He's taking the green. And to come all the way around down the table. Now this is all about pace. Needs to roll on, keep going. It's a little bit short. I think actually
20.
He's dropped on one into the centre. Well, that was a bonus.
21.
Still a little bit of work to do here though.
'92 was a very big year for snooker in many respects. Ronnie O'Sullivan, Mark Williams and John Higgins
27.
all joined the pro ranks, and so did Stephen Lee.
28.
He's had a fine career, winning 5 world ranking titles over a 14-year span.
Clever shot there, just opening up the black spot.
35.
Well, we know if this lad puts it all together, he's one of the best cueists in the game. Well, that wasn't clean, was it?
36.
He'll take it though. He'll take anything at the moment. He's just desperate to get a frame on the board and try and settle down.
Well, the highest break of the match by a distance,
43.
this, and it could develop into a century. Financially lucrative, of course, because if you make a century break, obviously you win the frame concerned, and £1,000 bonus as well.
Well, not on the intended red, but I think he's on another one. Might have to go down the table with the cue ball. Well, to see if he holds for the pink here. I think it goes to the left corner, just stun over. Yes, no problem.
52.
Again, not the perfect angle. He'll have to screw directly off the side cushion to get onto the next red. I don't think he can nudge anything. Well, this red now becomes frame ball.
58.
Didn't do him any harm, but that seemed a very springy bounce off that right hand side cushion.
Well, that should make him feel better. He is about to his first frame on the board. I'm sure he was disappointed with the first two. So Stephen can build here now.
64.
Yeah, I'm with you as well, Phil. The ball's in good position, aren't they, for a century?
Well, during his career, Stephen Lee has won a little over £2 million in total
72.
prize money, but that doesn't mean to say he's not motivated by an extra 1,000. Let me tell you,
73.
he's highly motivated.
$80. 81.
More often than not, the positional shot from the last colour up to the yellow can prove a problem. I think it might have done for Lee here.
Yeah, he's just got slightly, a little bit too much into the cue ball, got in the middle of the table. He's hampered by the blue, so this is not guaranteed. No. Oh, lucky.
No century break bonus, but finally some fluency. Stephen Lee fights back impressively. Still though he trails Peter Ebdon 2-1. Welcome back to the Biddulph Valley Leisure Centre north of Stoke, where Peter Ebdon has taken a 2-1 lead over Stephen Lee in their partypoker.com Premier League match. Still to come this evening, Mark Selby, the runaway world number 1, has just won the Paul Hunter Classic in Germany. He's taking on Australia's Neil Robertson, the 2010 world champion. Now don't forget, you can follow us here on Sky Snooker on Twitter at Sky Snooker.
Peter Ebdon to break.
Do you tweet, Mike?
No.
Well, that was a very concise reply.
Well, you had a 50-50 chance, didn't you? Right shot. All of a sudden, just come
Super shot, wasn't it? When he spoke to Andy Goldstein before the match, Stephen Lee was saying that last week in Skegness he was extremely warm around the table, but it seems as though that's exactly the situation here as well. Continually wiping his cue, trying to make it less sticky.
And he won't, sorry, Phil, he won't be too happy with that one. He's left it short. Sorry.
No, it is warm out there, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Like I say, we've had a lovely day here. It's been a summer's day, actually, although we're into September. It's been a weird summer, isn't it? The weather. Well, he needs some cover here. I think he's got it. That's a pretty good shot. I wonder whether Peter can swerve around the green here. Just thinking it. Well, I think this just needs a nudge. Fullish on the red. No, he swerved it too much actually. Oh, hang on, hang on. There you go. And he's on the black. Is it there? Ooh. I'll tell you, he's using all the pockets, isn't he? Or parts of them.
What a and as you said, Mike, position on the black as well. It's a good job he's not playing Eddie Charlton. We might have to turn the microphones down.
Probably off.
$16. $17.
Well, remember the maximum that, in fact, can't have the maximum because Lee's potted the bread. What am I talking about? Do you know, I've just asked the people backstage and all that stuff, and then I was just going to put myself in it, haven't I? Just looking at the score. Wakey, wakey, Mike.
Yes, you should be tweeting, Mike. That's what you should be doing.
I was thinking back to the red that Thorburn fluked for the maximum at the Crucible. You know. Oh! I realised that Lee scored a point.
Well, it's two delayed reaction pots going in Ebdon this evening. A red earlier on.
31.
And that one just about dropping.
$32.
I'm just going to pop down the A&E, Phil. Get this pot out of my mouth, okay?
You're not the first, Mike. There have been instances over the years where players have cleared up to win frames and been delighted to do so, and then discovered they did snookers and then in fact lost the frame. So making a little miscalculation like that is okay.
Thank you, Phil, for that. I'm getting slaughtered backstage, by the way, but don't worry about it.
46.
Well, the important thing that Piers is in here, and he's got a good lead with reds open, so this could become 3-1.
And of course, if he secures this frame, he will guarantee at least a point.
54.
Short of pace with a positional shot there, mind you. Well recovered.
55.
Blue into the corner, trying to get onto this loose red to the centre pocket. Well played. He just seems in the mood, isn't he? I mean, Steve was looking to pick up in the last frame there, but we saw them and went 2-0 the lead. Peter was looking very focused. He wants to nail this frame here if he can.
It's been a hard match to categorise so far. The first two frames extremely scrappy. The second finished rather dramatically on the black. But the last couple of frames, both players have come alive.
But he's still looking like he's going 3-1 behind here.
67.
Well, there must be a plant. Here we go. It's dead set. So this is going to be 3-1 then to Peter Ebdon. He just missed out on a century in the last frame with an 87 from Stephen. Could this be one? Well played. Nice shots, keep going. Well, if it doesn't go on there, it might have to go onto the green spot. It doesn't really matter, actually.
80.
I'm not quite sure where those other two reds, whether they're potable or not. Peter might have to split them, but... Oh, well, he's going to get that one first.
Just thinking about position, no century, but Peter Ebdon is guaranteed a point in his first match in the Premier League. He leads Stephen Lee 3-1. Where Peter Ebdon has made a really good comeback into the tournament after a lengthy absence from it. He leads Stephen Lee by 3 frames to 1. Later on, in a couple of frames time in fact, we've got the entrance of Mark Selby against Neil Robertson. England versus Australia. Selby Robertson, by the way, coming up.
Stephen Lee to break.
A match featuring 2 of only 9 players who've been world number 1 over the years. The rankings were introduced in 1976, and Selby and Robertson have been at the top of the pile, along with only 7 other players.
Just over strength on that break-off shot. really threaten the pocket, that one. Well, Stephen still has a chance to get something out of this match, and Peter will be a little bit disappointed with that opening red.
Yes, Mike, it's absolutely vital for Lee to get a draw here. His two remaining fixtures in the group, well, he plays John Higgins in Malvern in mid-October, and then the following week, on the 18th of October, goes down to Penzance in Cornwall to take on Mark Allen. Two very tough opponents, but of course there's nowhere to hide in the Premier League.
No, none whatsoever.
Six.
Oh, slow down. Well, I can confirm, Phil, there's no maximum on in this room.
Thanks for that, Mike.
Just need to drift by, but it's okay. It's got the blue to the corner. Well, he's got options here. He could just finish in the gap for that red near the right of the black, or come all the way down this end of the table for the bottom red. Well, that's a great shot. Well, I'm not sure if he can get on the black here. He might have to go
15.
down for the blue. Can he just avoid the black?
16.
Could have done with just getting into the white a little bit more. And this is a little tricky cut here on the black. Well, that's a great shot and a good cannon as well. Well, there was a positive one. That's better.
23.
No, he might have left hampered queuing here, but this was a fine shot, not just the pop, but the positional cannon judged to perfection. The good thing here for Lee, he doesn't have to do an awful lot with the cue ball.
Yeah, and again, if he can just get this frame on the board, he could still come out of this match with something.
31.
Ebdon, in that position, every snooker player hates. He's powerless. The Force. That's his nickname, the Force. Where did that one come from, Mike?
39.
I don't know, unless you thought he was the real thing. That was the group, wasn't it? I don't know, actually.
Now that shot illustrated the fine tolerances of professional snooker. Had he potted the red to the middle of the pocket, the cue ball would have run an extra couple of inches and he would have been perfectly on the blue to come down to the reds. As it was, he caught the near jaw with the red, didn't drop on the blue as he wanted, and now has a middle range pot he could easily miss.
And leave everything on.
Leave 45.
So important, though, isn't it, to keep good control of that cue ball. It makes it so much easier. Well, that misread might just cost Stephen Lee this match.
Yes, and if he does lose, his destiny in this tournament won't be in his own hands, because even with a couple of wins from his last two matches, it might not be enough.
Well, I think Peter's just dropped on this right-hand red.
8.
Well, we've been referencing to the shot clock and everything like that for Peter Ebdon, but there's been no problem at all, has there? And, you know, 9 years since he was in the Premier League, he, as I said at the top of the show there, Phil, looking to make an impact, and he's playing okay now.
Yeah, sure.
Both players struggled early doors in the first couple of frames, but they've settled.
I think the last occasions Ebdon played in the Premier League, he came up against Ronnie O'Sullivan in the semi-final playoffs. I think we commentated on that particular contest, and it was the first time when O'Sullivan had played an awful lot of shots left-handed.
16.
Don't think Ebdon really knew what was going on at the time. I think he believed it was rather disrespectful of O'Sullivan, not realising that the rocket was in fact ambidextrous. O'Sullivan easily won their semi-final and then went on to beat Stephen Hendry the following day for the title.
22.
One of 10 Premier League titles that he's captured.
$23. 29. 30. 36.
'Hasn't the standard of this match improved markedly? The first couple of frames, nothing to write home about at all. The last three, both players have shown something like their true colours.
$44. 45.
Well, the frame could be all about this shot now. If he can nudge this final red off the cushion, it could be 4-1. Match over for Stephen Lee. Looks good. It's a great effort. Oh, what about that one? That's an excellent shot. That, I think, is running this frame and the match. 52.
You will not see a better shot than that in the entire Premier League, both in terms of execution and context.
53.
Well, let's have a look at this one. It's worth another look, but this will really hurt Stephen Lee. Well, again, he knows he hasn't played at his best here this evening, but seeing that red go over the middle pocket, he'll be thinking the worst.
The break goes to 58, Ebdon's lead to 13, so just an elementary green and brown, and the job will be done.
61. 65.
In some ways, so you've got to say that the scoreline did reflect the way the two players have played. Peter's definitely settled, you know, and got a little bit stronger as the match has gone on. Again, just too many mistakes from Stephen, I'm afraid, and it's costing him dear.
70.
These days, Peter Ebdon swears by drinking gallons of carrot juice. Well, as a clearance, this has been 24 carat.
76.
Before the world and UK champion, producing an 83 clearance to wrap up a victory. Stephen Lee defeated Ebdon, going great guns.
Peter Ebdon finds himself in an unassailable 4-1 lead over Stephen Lee, and this was the key that unlocked frame number 5. Clearing up, needed to dislodge the awkward red from the side cushion, and he judged that one down to perfection. What a shot, Mike Hallett.
Yeah, top draw, it really was. Well, Stephen Lee, I'm afraid, has gone also the wrong way for him, so he's right up against it in Group A.
Yes, next up it's Mark Selby against Neil Robertson, but of course Peter Ebdon will be looking to press home the advantage.
The final
and
frame of this
increase his
match.
frames difference. A 5-1 victory in the final analysis could do the trick a little more than a 4-2. You never know. Mathematically, Stephen Lee is not out of the tournament, not out of the running for the playoffs, but it will need a gargantuan effort from here.
Well, I saw Stephen in the players' lounge before the lads came out, and he was nice and relaxed, and he was looking forward to the match this evening. But for him, it just hasn't happened again. Oh, that's thin. Oh, nice knuckle. It's made the difference.
Packed house here at Biddulph. We're just north of Stoke, actually.
One.
Well, an encouraging start to a frame. He has to think might be important at the end. But what a tough task he's got ahead. As I mentioned before, his 2 remaining matches against John Higgins, multiple world champion, and then against Mark Allen, who can be one of the most fearsome potters in the game.
Six.
Now the problem here, he wants to screw back if he possibly can for the black to the same pocket as the red, Doesn't want to make contact with the other red though. That's why he played with lots of side.
14.
That increased the difficulty of the pot, but it was definitely the best positional option.
Well, he'll be going into them here with a lot of pace. Too much pace, he's run out of position. Oh, that's not a bad nudge actually. So look at this again.
21.
Some action on the white, but there is one onto the yellow pocket here, but again it's not easy. He might be able to run through for the blue. In fact, I think he's coming back for the black. Is it there? Oh, well, he's just tried to squeeze it a little bit to come back for the black. That was so close.
And there, Mike, too close for his own good, because the red has stayed over the pocket and Ebdon can get through. And playing with bundles of check side,
1.
holds the cue ball for a choice of bulk colours. Of course, Mike, he's already earned significant world ranking points this season, Peter Ebdon, by reaching the final of the Australian Goldfields Open down there in Bendigo near Melbourne. Some of his victims in that tournament, Ding Junwei, Sean Murphy and Marco Fu, eventually lost out 9-3 to Barry Hawkins.
Yeah, it's going in the right direction once more, isn't he? He's got the enthusiasm back. He's always been pretty fit, Pete, hasn't he? He likes to swim a lot and all that, but he's, like I say, he's become a vegan over the last few months, and he said he's lost about another 2 stone, actually.
20.
Well, he's got a couple of trips to China coming up, because he's made the Shanghai Masters last 32. And he's also qualified for the very lucrative International Championship, a £600,000 event, which is going to take place in Chengdu in late October, early November. So he's full of confidence.
Yeah, that was a confident shot as well. He's got them open. No applause. I thought that fancied I'll get a few from that.
Just mentioning that International Championship, this is going to be the inaugural event this season. He qualified in typically gritty circumstances, came back from 5-1 down in the final qualifying round to beat Nigel Bond 6-5. So I think, Mike, questions have been answered with this performance. Yeah. Yes, of course he can cope with the shot clock.
Yeah. And he's a good little cannon here, though, to open these 4 reds. It could be a frame-winning opportunity. Well, it's not bad. He's got 1 to either centre pocket.
43.
It's a poor one though. Looks like he's left that a little bit straight. Well, there's reds he can play on either side of the table here. Got a kick. It doesn't help.
I think that's the first one we've had all evening.
Yeah, I think Stephen had one off the brown actually when he tried to get on the reds in the centre. Last frame, Phil. didn't really put himself out of position, but that asks for Peter. He wanted to be straight on the right on red, but can he cut this one in? Well played. Good recovery. He's starting to play here, Peter, now.
Yes, that cut back means 3 consecutive frames for Ebdon with a half-century break.
And again, another great day at the office for Stephen Lee. Well played. 56. Well, he does have the point. This is a tougher pot here, but if you can split these 2 reds, it could be 5-1. Great shot. Well, that was pretty positive. The blue was the easier pot. He knew the importance of trying to lose those 2 reds open, which he's done. And that shot, I think, has just won him this last frame. Disappointing even again for Stephen Lee. He had 1 or 2 half chances, didn't really convert, but maybe credit to Peter Ebdon here. He's played quite well towards the end of this match.
Yes, I'm sitting here suitably impressed. Look, at the start of the match, I described him quite correctly as the lowest ranked player in the tournament, the oldest and the slowest. But in this match, he's been by far the best.
You've got a kick there, actually. He's just not gone through far enough.
75.
Still a chance of a century here and an extra bonus of £1,000. That's what he's looking for. Looks good. Well played. He's got a chance of a century. We've got a couple of aces this evening. A little bit straight on the black though. Bit to do here. Miss the blue. Go on, miss the blue. It's perfect. Well played. Well, it wouldn't be a nice way to finish this match.
83.
For Peter, of course, not for Stephen Lee.
Yes, Stephen Lee laughing away there. Ebdon has got pound signs in the eyes. If he can complete a fine performance with a century, it would mean his night's work had been worth £6,000.
Well, you know, he's known as the force. He could be a force in this year's Premier League. Who knows? There's been nothing wrong with this break. It's been superb.
Just grand. Well, preconceptions have been exploded. Snooker's mountain man has sprinted to a 5-1 lead. The win over Stephen Lee. It was very convincing stuff indeed. Congratulations to Peter Ebdon.